Ahoy, captains! I return to give my review on Dredge's DLC, The Pale Reach, which turned out to be another example of how enjoyable Lovecraft can be when simplified. I sometimes wonder if he was trying to write for a higher class of reader that had no time for his dribble. But in all seriousness, or lack thereof, I had originally intended to have a more in-depth review of the Pale Reach, but unfortunately, that video that I made got deleted in what was a bit of a accidental purging. I was going through and just clearing up space and accidentally deleted it with a few other things that needed to be deleted. I was like, oh dear. I'm taking a tour around the circumference of what was called the Pale Reach because I wanted to see how big this island was, and it's actually a fairly large chunk of ice. So I guess it's not an island, it's an iceberg. Although technically, according to the lore in this, it rose up from the depths with its own atmosphere. Yeah, so not an iceberg per se, I guess, in the traditional sense, but it was interesting. So, now that we have the Lovecraftian islands, snowy mountainous region, volcanic ruins, dark cliffs, and I guess with the Iron Rig DLC, will that be the dreamscape? Will that take us into the dream world? I don't know. That kind of feels like all the main realms of Lovecraft will be addressed, which I think is pretty cool. Speaking of the Iron Rig, have any of you purchased the collector's edition of Dredge? Available for pre-order. Considering how recent events have shown that physical media is on the decline, I sure as heck decided to make the financial contribution and purchase it because I was like, yeah. What's the history that is being just lost with a simple keystroke for the sake of clearing up space and profits for suits is very sad. It's like what we're creating now is irrelevant tomorrow. Yeah. The decline of physical media is very sad. But that's a whole nother topic. Let's get back to the Pale Reach. It was... I'll be honest. Okay, we need to be honest about something. So, the main threat, unlike the eel creature, like at Gale Cliffs, is what the game calling a narwhal. Now, the design of this creature is pretty cool. Very menacing. Big mouth. You can tell they're sharp teeth. But I have... maybe it's my own biases, but I don't feel that this is a narwhal. Given how a lot of Lovecraftian aberrations can really take on some very strong aberrations and forms will diverge greatly from the original creature that it was originally based on, the normal creature. Here I am showing how you can feed and pacify this beast, which is nice, an interesting mechanic. I feel that it's not a narwhal. It's actually a leopard seal. Now I have a small fear of leopard seals, while narwhals are just whales with a really pointy tooth. But I feel that this is a leopard seal, mostly based on the tail, which could be the mutated fins of the leopard seal, because as you can see, it's more of an eel fish type tail and not a traditional cetacean tail, which is flat, not horizontal. So that was the main thing. And oh yeah, it's got a shiny horn, but Lovecraft, it can happen. it was a lot of narrow passageways, an interesting story. Also, I found out here in an interesting turn of events that if you hold L1 and then use the D-pad buttons, it's a shortcut key through the menus instead of having to open up the menu and scroll through them. Yeah. Do not comment down below if you knew that or there was a part of a tutorial. You don't need to comment, alright? But definitely like and subscribe if you enjoy these type of game reviews or this type of game. I found the equipment that you get out of this too, the trawling net, I feel is almost OP because it is pretty effective in most of the type of waters you go through. So the story was very intriguing. Not as apocalyptic as I was hoping for, but then again that would take away from the main story, but it was interesting, stuck with the Lovecraft style, and all in all, it was, for the price too, especially on sale, can't hate it. So it's a nice expansion, and I'm really excited for the Iron Rig. I mean, it's not hard to hate something that is a very simple concept done well. And look, I get to have the Aurora Borealis out there. And at this point I was for some reason really just gung-ho and running into everything. I apologize for that. You get to have more crabs, more fish species, new aberrations, all very interesting. And I may have been a little reckless because I also had at this point probably like $16,000 to $17,000 in there. So this is definitely a fun expansion that doesn't break the mold, and if you like the base game, you'll enjoy this one. So I hope you stay afloat, avoid the wandering tentacles, and keep your sanity. I'll catch you next one. Bye.